This episode, I'm sharing with you what makes an amazing, a great, an absolutely award-winning hairstylist, esthetician, barber, beauty pro, you name it, it's in this episode. Hi guys, I'm Krystine, the Beauty Pro coach, host of the Beauty Pro podcast. And this episode, you're definitely gonna take some notes. You're gonna want to save it, share it, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. This episode is definitely a series episode. It's a one of two, and this version is the professionals version. So what makes a hairstylist, an esthetician, makeup artist, a beauty pro, what makes them great? Before I get started, make sure you hit subscribe to the Beauty Pro podcast channel and definitely sign up to my weekly emails in the show notes. You don't want to miss a thing. If you yourself feel like you need some guidance, some tough love, some hand holding with a kick in the butt, definitely send me a message on Instagram. All the links on how to connect with me are in the comment section. There are 3 things that you absolutely must conquer if you want to go that route. Whether you're a stylist on the platform, on stage, you're traveling, you are a salon or spa owner, the whole point you're in business is to be the best, charge the most, hopefully, and live your best life in and out of the salon or spa. So the first thing on the list is definitely going to be communication. If you do not know how to communicate properly, you might be in the wrong business. Everything we do is communicating, whether it's with our hands, like me, talking in the actual chair with your client, it's body language, it's cues, it's sign language. Like, you are communicating every single day, and you need to know how to master it and how to do it effectively. What comes with communication and clear communication, especially when you're doing your consultations with your clients in your chair, like, you got to know what it is that they're coming to you for. So you have to be able to share pictures, color swatches, what is best for their particular skin tone, their facial structure, all of that. It is absolutely necessary in your communication with your clients. You also have communication with your team, your family. These are all different ways of how to be the best version of you. With communication comes excellent listening skills. If you can't listen, you're not going to know whether your client is saying a yes or a no to what you are recommending. That also goes to your staff. If you are not listening to them, listening to their pain points, their struggles, their failures, their weaknesses, so on and so forth, you're going to have a tough time being the best. When we are listening to others, we're also listening to what is not being said. And more times than not, that is way more important than what is actually being communicated, said, felt. I know a lot of people stress about consultation, and this is the service cycle, which I stress too when it comes to my one-to-one coaching clients. But for today's episode, we're just going to be talking about communication as a whole. Make sure you are clear, concise, to the point, but that you're also making your clients, your staff, your team, your relationships around you, you want to make sure that they are feeling seen, heard, appreciated, loved, understood. The second thing that makes a great stylist, beauty, or barber pro is the experience. You want to make sure people around you are feeling seen, heard, understood, all that. That is part of the experience for your clients. Sure, we want to give them the absolute best champagne with the cutest charcuterie boards, with the cutest environment, the most luxurious shampoo, massage, and scalp treatment. Like, absolutely, yes, we want to do that. But the experience is your clients, your relationships, your team, your family. They should be able to tell you and others how it is that you make them feel. Do they feel seen? Do they feel understood? Do they feel like you actually know what it is that you're educating them, what you're telling them, what they know about their hair and skin needs? These are key questions that your clients, that your people in your world need to know and need to feel, most importantly, when they are around you, in your presence, in your chair, in your space. Another way you can phrase that is the golden rule, right? If you want a friend, you gotta be a friend. And I have said this in past episodes. It is so important for every area of your life to be able to apply that in more areas than not. The third point on being the most excellent, the best, the most award-winning beauty or barber professional is your humility. Are you humble, or are you all-knowing, all-powerful, all experienced? Because if you are, then you must be okay. We have to remember that when we are working with the public, people change, feelings go up and down. It can be an emotional roller coaster. Your client may want one thing, but then they change their mind right as you're getting ready to snip it, and they say, no, never mind, I want to change it. You have to be humble and let go of that ego. Part of being humble is knowing and admitting when you're wrong, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your strengths, knowing that you can refer your clients to another talented beauty or barber pro who can do that super close fade, that can do that updo that their client is wanting. You want to be able to refer them in a professional way, not in an insecure, demeaning way, like if it's a bad thing. A lot of stylists, when they feel tense, when they feel like their client expects them to do something, they kind of jump the gun really quickly. Oh no, I don't do updos. Like the client is like, okay. Or be like, no, I don't do updos, but I do know an amazing makeup artist and hairstylist that can make the transition a seamless experience, and that's going to help your client trust you. Another level to being humble behind the chair, in and out of the salon, is you're always learning. And you're learning not so that you can show off and brag how much you know, or learn so that you don't ever have to ask for help from other people. Always learning is always learning, whether that's about business, it's personal development, self-help, body language, it's going horseback riding, learning, filling your cup up as a human being so that you have the capability and the capacity for others to pour into you and, for lack of a better word, basically trauma dump on you when you're doing their hair or skin. You need to feel fulfilled as a human being, and the only way you can do that is by learning. You don't want to be a beauty or barber pro who learns everything and keeps it to themselves and doesn't share and says that they have no weaknesses and they know everything and they all just watch YouTube later. There are people like that in the world. You don't want to be one of them. Why? You immediately give off that message that you're too good for people, that you don't have any problems, that you are basically not human. And that is not true. We are all human. We all have weaknesses. If you don't see them, I can guarantee you your neighbor will see them and will absolutely call it out for you as soon as you ask. Seek advice and critique. Even if you're not seeking advice, but you're definitely getting critique, you need to be able to be humble enough to have not the ego in or around you and really be able to take in that critique, breathe it in without being so offended. A lot of times what happens in the beauty and barber industry is the minute anyone says anything that we perceive to be negative or bad or demeaning or whatever word you want to come up with, immediately we think that they're out to get us or they're out to put us down. Absolutely not. Critique is the best way to become the best version of you in every capacity of your life. So if somebody is saying that you talk too much, well, take it in, because that's valuable feedback that you are receiving, whether you asked for it or you didn't, whether you eavesdropped or you didn't. You are definitely receiving feedback about yourself that's going to make you a better person. Better person means better service provider, means better hairstylist, esthetician, makeup artist. When we seek advice, we are admitting with our whole bodies, with our whole selves, that we want to be the best. That's our actions. That's what our actions are saying. That's what we're going for. When you actually come out and say it to somebody that you admire, hey, listen, are you willing to teach me? You are showing zero ego, 100% humility. You want to learn. Like, the more you do that, the more that's going to come out of your pores, and your clients are going to see that, and they're going to be attracted to you. I don't know about you, but nobody wants to be with anyone who doesn't have any problems. For me, as the BeautyPro coach, I take authenticity super serious, sometimes a little too serious, and I have my own critics telling me you need to reel that back. So the more authentic that you are with your real life experiences, with your real life struggles, the better it will be for you in the long run. Just don't go around like being TMI. That's not good for anybody. So, as a wrap up for today's episode, I just want to reiterate the importance of these 3 points that you definitely want to manage and master to be the best hairstylist, beauty pro, barber that you can possibly be in and out of the salon, spa, or barbershop. And if you are paying attention, it has nothing to do with your skill set, but everything to do with your head and your heart matching together to really show the world who you truly are. So, as a recap, it is humility. We're going to put that as number 1, because after humility, you can actually admit that you are not the strongest at every single thing. You actually have some weaknesses. And then when you know and can openly admit your weaknesses, you can actually ask for advice and critique. So these are the 3 big ones that you're going to want to focus on to be the best stylist that you can be. As a recap, I just want to review what this episode was all about today so that you can be the best hairstylist, barber, beauty pro, esthetician, makeup artist, all the things as soon as possible. So the first one is communication. You need to be able to communicate effectively, clearly, and concisely. To the point. Communicate. The second thing is experience. How are you making your clients, your team, your relationships, how are you making people feel about you? That is way more important than probably anything. It's all about do they feel seen, heard, appreciated, all of that. And then the third thing is all about humility, being able to openly take critique, to be open on what you do know and what you don't know, and just being a real human being. We all have weaknesses. The minute you say that you don't, you are a liar, and that is your biggest weakness. Thank you so much for tuning in today, you guys. I really appreciate you, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or you're watching today's episode on YouTube. It is an absolute pleasure to be here, to host this show, to share a little bit of my past experiences and knowledge onto you, passing it forward. If you feel that this is an area that you more or less struggle with, that you need help and guidance on, feel free to message me on Instagram, connect with me with one of my programs, and I will be more than welcome to share with you some insight, knowledge, and critique. So I'll talk to you soon, and have a wonderful day.